On today's video, I'm going to show you how to put a LS flywheel and crutch onto your LS engine. This is handy if you're doing a conversion, maybe into another vehicle or something, or you swapping your crutch out on your LS engine. That's why this video is here. If you find it helpful, drop a like. You're new, get subscribed. So let's jump into the video. So you will need some bolts for your flywheel. If you replacing it with a flex plate, you can use the flex plate bolts. They should be pretty much the same, especially if you got the 6.0 and you're taking off the spacer. This is a 6.0, and these are ART bolts that I got here. I bought them extra. They was like $30 some. I tried to put the part number in the description below, but any bolts that's ARP or made for this will work, even factory LS flex plate bolts. Now usually you do got a dowel goes in here, but we don't have that dowel. Simply, it's not going to hurt it not having it. So we'll take this, line up all the holes. These three closer holes is where the dowel would have been. Chains in a way, and it will fit snug. So that's another reason you won't need your dowel, because it won't need centered up. Now you can take a rubber hammer and tap this on. But I'm going to go ahead and put some Loctite on my bolts, and then just wet it pour itself in onto it. This is the Loctite I'm using. It's high strength 271, but a mild Loctite will work too. I'm just going to wet this bolt just a little. Sometimes the nozzle stops up on your Loctite, and you just have to make do by just dipping your bolt in. The size of these ARP bolts that I'm using is 15 millimeters. I said before, I'm just going to take and snug them up, and then I'm going to go in a crisscross pattern and tighten these down, and then we're going to do a torque specs on them. But by crisscrossing, we make sure it stays centered and don't get off any. So if you got a ratchet, use a ratchet. You don't supposed to use a torque wrench to tighten like stuff down exactly like I'm doing, but I'm just going to loosely tighten this for now. This is a Craftsman torque wrench, by the way. I did an unboxing video on it. It's somewhere on my channel, but I highly recommend don't buy this, because this part right here, you notice at the top, comes loose all the time, and it's just a big pain in the ass. So when tightening these up, you want to do in a crisscross pattern, torque them down first to 15, and then we torque them at 34, and then finally finish them off at 74. So I'm going to take these up to, personally mine, to 85, just because I don't trust this torque wrench. Get somebody, if this turns on you, get somebody hold the front bolt, or wedge something in on to kind of catch itself so it don't turn on you. Once you get them all torqued down, you can go over them one more time and check. The part number for this flywheel will be in the description below. The next step you want to do is install your pilot bearing. Depending on the car you're using will depend on the type of pilot bearing you're using, but if you're doing a conversion like I'm doing, I'm using this part number right here, which is basically a LS6 bearing. It's a Genuine GM, straight from the parts store. So the pilot bearing, it don't matter how you install it, and make sure it fits your input shaft. This fits the SM465 that this is going on to just fine. It should be the same for any factory transmission. And you do got a little notch here. That little notch really don't matter, but it's made to set right here, so I always put the little notch out. So I'm going to take this just like so and drive us in. I do got a driver set for this, but some people don't have driver sets. You can see we're still turning good, and we are driving in extremely well too. Now I'm going to leave mine out just a tad, because I got the little line pretty well knocked in. And that just gives that shaft a little extra bite to bite onto. Next is the Crutch disc plate. So you got a tool, it comes with your kit. I put the part number to this kit in the description below that I'm using. It's a spline tool, and this spline tool goes in just like so. And then it centers up on the pilot bell, and we just installed. Just like so. It keeps everything centered. And you can see we spin nice and even. And make sure your clutch springs come out. Because if you put it in the other way, like this, you're going to have issues. Because when you put it on like this, it hits the bolts. So always make sure your spring is out when installing this. Now the next step I'm going to do is put the pressure plate on it. In order to do this, I'm going to have to jack the cherry picker up a little, because you can see I'm getting close to this tire. Now if you're using a big block Chevy clutch or anything, these dowels does have to come out. But I'm using a factory LS clutch setup. It's more simpler, easier to get parts for, and all we have to do is line the dowels up. And a bolt hose will automatically line up. I think that's it. Just like so. Bolt hole, my other dowels under there, just like so. Now I will need my bolts. This is the bolts I'm using for the pressure plate, and this is the torque spec rating. 52 foot-pounds is what the stock recommends, but a lot of people snaps on that 52, and I'm pretty sure this is 3/8 bolts. I'm not 100%, don't hold me to it, but I probably do 45 on these. So I'm going to torque these down to 30 and then increase my torque and go in a crisscross pattern. I mean, we could go a little bit tighter since that's 46. Let me try to get 50 on these. If I go 50, might as well go 52. So once you get everything torqued down, the final torque specs is 52, but I took mine to 50. These are ARP bolts. Next, you want to install your throwout bearing. This is the part number for mine. This is the one I'm using right here, and it's, oh, it's used. I got a new one. Hold on, guys. This is it. Same part number that I just showed you. You can pick it up at O'Reilly's, and it's not too expensive. So go ahead and install it. This is for kind of a shift fork type style, but you can use different throwout bearings, hydraulic throwout bearings, you know, you name it. But for the SM465 this going into, this is what I'm using. Not only does the throwout bearing, as you can see, fits great. That's how easy and simple it is to install your LS Crutch. Just make sure you got the right throwout bearing and everything. Pretty self-explanatory there. But Crutch and pressure plate, easy to install. Hopefully you find this video helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and smash that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.